fellow citizens. Al-IyamoyeTv and radio, voice of the voiceless.
Nani. Rooney! Oh, wonderful! What a goal! Wayne Rooney out of this world! 2-1.
Your Saturdays just got better. 7 hours of live streaming of football games.
Messi. Immens Messi. Encara Messi.
Featuring Premier League, La Liga, Ligue 1, Bundesliga, Serie A, and all the league games in Europe. All you need to do is watch and listen to us on live football every Saturday from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another day of Sportville on Al-IyamoyeTv. The updates in sport all over the world today, and I am YAZID TAOHEED.
Good morning to our viewers, our listeners out there. I am IBRAHIM, ONIGBINDE.
Okay, starting with today's news from Julian Nagelsmann. It's official now, 7 minutes ago. It says that Julian Nagelsmann becomes the new head coach of German national team. Julian Nagelsmann has been appointed as the new Germany head coach on the 10-month contract until the end of Euro 2024. We have an European Championship in our own country. That's something special, something that happens every few decades. I will do everything so we can have a great tournament in our great country. Do you think Julian Nagelsmann will meet up to the expectations of being the Germany national head coach?
Let's hope he will. You know, he was just given a 10 months,
yeah, to Euro 24.
to Euro 24. So they want to test his ability. They want to know if he can be able to do this. Because since when Germany has left Joachim Low, because he has been the best manager for them. He go on with the team, he helped the team, which is, I'm talking of Low when he was there. You know, immediately he left the country, the German side. They haven't seen someone as like him to help the team. Now to Julian Nagelsmann, I think he should be able to do that because why? He's a very young coach. He has a good prospect. He has a good talent in him. So I look at the players that are with the team now, German team now, presently now, they are young players as well. They are young lads. The likes of Musiala,
yeah.
the likes of Kai Havertz, the likes of Kimmich, because those Müller, they are leaving the team presently now. So they won't be part of the team anymore. Julian Draxler. So he's going on with the young team, Timo Werner. So Marcus Theo. So those players are young. So I think he should be able to think the way that you should be able to bring his mentality to them. Like, we are all young. Let's prove to the whole world that this is a new German team. They are not like the team that are there before. You know, they are old players there before. Now, to where it is now. So he should be able to prove himself there. If he can't prove himself, I don't think there's other way he can't. He can also prove himself again. Since when he has left, what's his name? RB Leipzig. Since when he has left, he hasn't seen a good team or a good club side that he will be able to replicate what he's capable of doing. So presently, he went to Bayern Munich. You know, going to Bayern Munich, you know, since when he went to Bayern Munich, I've said it, he won't be able to do anything at Bayern Munich because the team of Bayern Munich are not just, he's not just with his age. Look at his age. Look at the players that are at Bayern Munich. Who did you expect him to control at Bayern Munich? It would be like, who are you to tell me to do this? Who are you to tell me to do this? You are my manager, but there will be limitations to what you can do, to what you can tell the players. But if everybody are young, you'll be able to think the same way. Okay, let's do this, let's do that. They will understand what he wants in the team. So I believe for him going to Germany now, presently, he should be able to do his best. Within 10 months, he should be able to prove them wrong, like, I am the best manager for this job.
Okay, on Lionel Andres Messi Cucutini takes aim at former team PSG again and claims he was the only World Cup winning Argentina player not to get recognition from his club. It just happened that way. It wasn't as expected, but I always say that things happen for a reason. He said, although I wasn't happy there at PSG, I became the champion of the world there. Everything happens for a reason. If it had to be that way, then After the World Cup, it was understandable. We were in a situation where Argentina, we were the world champions, and it was our fault that the France and Mbappe were champions once again. I was the only player that wasn't recognized by his club compared to the other 25 Argentinian players. As he wasn't really recognized at PSG after winning the World Cup.
I think Lionel Messi should expect something of such.
Yeah.
You know, Kylian Mbappe has been in Paris Saint-Germain before the arrival of Lionel Messi. They know Kylian Mbappe right from they knows him well. Adam, it wasn't that maybe Kylian Mbappe started from PSG. He also came to Paris. Boy, he was there far more before Lionel Messi came to Paris Saint-Germain. I didn't mean Messi went, as Messi was still in Barcelona, that he got the Champions League. You know, it would be a huge for him being a Paris. He himself, I said it, he was not happy at Paris Saint-Germain. Look at when he came back, it was like even Paris Saint-Germain they want him to leave. They were like, you're going old. What we expect you to do, you are not doing as expected the way you're doing at Barcelona. It's not that you're doing it for us or Paris Saint-Germain. So look at when he wants to leave Barcelona, he was crying like, I want to leave the best team of my life. The best team I've started the whole of my life. I want to leave. He was crying. Look at him for him leaving Paris Saint-Germain. He doesn't even feel anything. It was like, I also want to leave this team. So Paris Saint-Germain was not expecting something of such to him. Kylian Mbappe has been with them, giving them what they want. The only thing Paris Saint-Germain wanted from him, for him to give them Champions League. That's why they went in for Messi. They also went in for Neymar as well. They wanted them. They want them to collect that for them. But unfortunately, they did not give them what they want. That was why they were like, okay, if you want to leave, you're free to leave. Even to Neymar as well, if you want to leave. But Kylian Mbappe is still young. They were like, you have been with us before the arrival of these two players. You've been proving yourself for us every year, every consecutive year. Kylian Mbappe has been proving to Paris Saint-Germain that I'm the best striker for you. I'm the best attacker for you. So if eventually they ask me what happens to Kylian Mbappe this season, they left Kylian Mbappe, Paris Saint-Germain will have a problem this season. Look at what Kylian Mbappe is doing for them present now. So he has been helping the team in total. Look at it now. So if eventually Lionel Messi was like, he's not happy. He just went there just because he wants to leave. They were like, okay, you want to go to another team to test your ability in another team. That was why he left Barcelona, because a lot of people have been talking, a lot of things have been happening to him. Like, if you want to prove yourself like you are the best player, leave, because it was the time of Messi, Ronaldo. People were like, Ronaldo, he has been leaving from Sporting to Manchester United, from Man U to Real Madrid, from Madrid to Juventus, from Juventus back to Man U, from Man U you move down to, you know. So they were like, you yourself, why can't you just leave Barcelona? Let's see if you are still like, you can prove yourself to us like you are the best. They said you are the GOAT, greatest of all time. How do you want to prove to us that you are the greatest of all time? You are playing with the likes of players you've been playing with for many years. Why can't you just change? Let's see. That was why he left. Like, okay, let me test another team. He left to Paris Saint-Germain. Did he prove himself there? He did a little bit. I was fortunate was it yesterday? I saw some past history of Messi and Ronaldo. At Paris Saint-Germain, Messi had only maybe 22 goals for Paris Saint-Germain, which for Cristiano Ronaldo when he was at Paris Saint-Germain, then Ronaldo was at Juventus. Ronaldo was at Manchester United. The little time Ronaldo went to Manchester United, he had some goals. They were comparing what they did, what they played at their career with what Ronaldo played at his career. They listed the team which Ronaldo had the goals, even in Argentina and Portugal for Ronaldo. They were like listing them. So I didn't mean they were not like, it wasn't like that. So for him to test his ability, that was why he was like, let me go to Paris Saint-Germain. He wasn't happy for him going there. Look at Sergio Ramos now also. He left Paris Saint-Germain because they were not happy there. They all went there just because Paris Saint-Germain brought them because they want to win the Champions League. Unfortunately, they did not. So they had to leave them. Let's come with another set of players. Maybe they can give us a. So I don't think Messi should be able to think that they did not give him the recognition he wanted for him having the World Cup. I think it was at Barcelona, it would be a lot of, they will also celebrate it. They will celebrate it for him at Barcelona. But for him going to PSG, it's not something you should be able to think of. Even if it's presently at Inter Miami, if it were then it was the time he won the World Cup, they will celebrate him there because what he's doing for Inter Miami now, it's what they have been lacking for so many years. Messi came to Inter Miami and proved everybody wrong. Like, you are winning this thing, which Inter Miami has won for a far back.
I also thought of another reason why he wasn't really recognized, maybe because Argentina played against France in the World Cup final, and Paris Saint-Germain is on
the France
league. You don't expect them to go against.
Probably it may be, we were not there. We don't know what they're thinking of, but probably it may also be the same. And Mbappe is a France player, and he played against them as well. So it's possible they do that because of that. I didn't mean it's also a France player. So, but I think if it was Messi was with them, maybe as it was at Barcelona, they would have done that to him as well.
Okay, Manchester United stars are still upset over the VDR treatment before Andre Onana was signed for £47 million to replace the axed Spanish goalkeeper. Terms has been agreed on a new deal for the 32-year-old, reducing his salary to $375,000 a week, but the club later backed out of the agreement, pushing the VDR out of the door, with him not knowing what was going on after they have agreed on even cutting his wages, and Didier approved that no qualms, he's ready to follow all terms, and eventually backed out from the agreement and brought in Andre Onana, which hasn't proven anything to them. And all stars of Manchester United are now furious at Manchester United for the decision they made on Andre Onana and David Diaz.
Manchester United fans, even here in Nigeria, they were like, there's a problem. They were like, okay, let's just this Glazers family, let them leave. That was what they are thinking, like, because even if it was another, maybe the Glazers family has left, mind you, for maybe Sheikh Jassim or Ragdim Ratcliffe, the J may not leave the team. The J may not leave. You may be there because before the G, let me talk about this Van der Sar. He also retired there. He also retired from Manchester. He was a legend there. The G, the way they treated the G, nobody expects such
at all
from Manchester United. And he has been the best goalkeeper for you since when? So I don't think they should be able to do that to him. Now you brought in Andre Onana, which you think he should be able to replicate what the J has done, which he can't. Look at it now. 6 games, 13 goals. 6 games, including the Champions League, 13 goals. 13 or 14. 14 goals. You consider 14 goals, which the J has never done in his career.
6 games.
6 games, 14 goals. That's much. So they thought, I don't think they look at what Andre Onana has been doing far back from Ajax before getting to Inter Milan. I don't think they watch. Every time Hank was his manager when he was at Ajax. Then Ajax, those players were young then. They have a good defenders there. When he went to Inter, for Andre Onana to prove the way he proved, he has a lot of defenders that prove themselves. Like you won't be disgraced. If a team has a good defender, you'll be able to prove yourself. Like I'm the best keeper. I'm the best keeper. Look at Manchester United. Now look at the defense of Manchester United now. They have Lindelof. They have Martinez. They have Dalot.
Not in his preferred position.
You understand that? So I didn't mean they have a good defensive line. Andre Onana will prove himself to them. Like, I can prove myself here because the defender, they provide they provide a guide, a shield to the goalkeeper. If the goalkeeper is good, if you look at Barcelona, there was the time when we're talking about Victor Valdes. When the likes of Puyol was there, Piqué was at a peak then, they provide a shield for Victor Valdes. Immediately they left, Valdes was like, this is how it was then. So you are like this. So a lot of things were coming into him then. So if you have a good defense in your team, the keeper will also prove himself like I'm the best keeper here, which you're not. Let me tell you what is the Ederson Moray of Manchester City is good on his own. I'm not saying he's not. Let Manchester City use a defense of maybe trying to bring in some players that are not up to the task. You will see the flop of Ederson Moray. Look at Alisson Becker. He's a good keeper. But when Van Dijk was at his best, people were like, oh, Alisson Becker is a good... Because the ball coming for you, the defender would have obstructed the ball before getting to you. So the one that will come to you, you just have to catch it. Like, oh, this is the best goalkeeper. But you will have a bad defense line. The striker will torment you. They will dribble you. They will torment your life like you are nowhere to be found. Look at Ramsdale of Arsenal. Let me tell you, Ramsdale of Arsenal is a good key. Before coming to Arsenal, a lot of things are happening because Ramsdale, the team Ramsdale came from, they relegated. They were like, he's coming to Arsenal to relegate Arsenal as well. But when they came to Arsenal were on their peak then. They have Saliba and Nagelsmann guys at their peak then. They were defending for him. They thought Ramsdale was good then. But immediately, there's an injury last season for Saliba. Look at what Ramsdale done to Arsenal. They were like, oh, this is what you have. This is how you can prove yourself. That is it. Look at Robert Sanchez of Chelsea. When he was at Brighton and Hove Albion. Before the era of Roberto De Zerbi, when he was at Graham Potter then, Sanchez they were like, oh, this guy is a good keeper. But when Roberto De Zerbi came to Brighton, was like, you are not my number one. He relegated him to number 3. He bought Steele and another goalkeeper from 1 and 2. He relegated him to 3. Chelsea brought him to number 1 goalkeeper now. Look at what's happening to Chelsea now. Chelsea were complaining about him like, this is not a good keeper for Chelsea. So those things will continue to happen. But the way they treated the Gia was so bad for him to, because he was like, I want to retire at Manchester United because Manchester United has proven to me like they were the best for me. So I want to retire myself here. So he has accepted to for a pay cut on his wages. Like, okay, I want to be here. But Glazer's family, they were like, the Gia, this is the best time for you to leave. We are no more interested in your service. And everybody was like, why would you do such? They were because all their eyes was on Andre Onana, that he will prove to them because he got Champions League. He proved himself at Ajax. Do you think England will be the same the way where he's coming from? He didn't even in the Champions League of last season when they played against Manchester City, I didn't see what he did there. Andre Onana, I didn't see what he did there. It was because of the defense Inter has. That was why he was like, I'm good at it. Looking at him as Man United now, because Man U has no defense at all. Presently, they don't have any defense. Even the next match, he was now complaining. The last match, like, he was more that provided goals. So let's look at next match against Burnley. Burnley is a small team now. You are playing against Burnley. Let's see what will happen. Maybe he will prove himself like, this is another that you are looking for. Because we're like, me and a guy we're talking about and I'm like, Manchester United made a mistake. They want to get Onana of Everton, not Onana of Inter. That was what they were like looking at, but they mistakenly brought in Onana of Inter Milan. Now look at it. It's now giving them. It is not on Onana self. It is on Ola because it's giving them a good route for them to score. So let's look at what will happen against Burnley this weekend if he will prove himself like he's the best goalkeeper for them.
Okay, let's take a short break from here. We'll get back from the break and we'll continue on the results of the Europa League and Conference League that went on yesterday, and also some matches coming up today, and also one more news on Tottenham. Do stay with us. Thank you.
Gbogbo aláfẹ́ tó gbayì tó fẹ́ wọṣọ yìí ṣoge tó bágbà mu ló ń kọjá lọ sí House of Zion.
happiness.
House of Zayana, the name I know when we talk of top-notch fashion, quality materials and class. House of Zayana, Letima Rojulowo Turkey wears, Egypt and Malaysia clothing, Dubai, àwọn designer bags lóríṣiríṣi, àwọn ìtẹ̀lẹ̀ bàtà tó jiná tí wọ́n fawọ́ original ṣe, àwọn aago kájọ́ tó ń ka wákàtí ọjọ́, designer sunglasses and perfumes, pẹ̀lú àwọn gbogbo nǹkan tóbìnrin àsìkò fi ń gbafẹ́ lò gbà. Mo débẹ̀, ojú mi ń ṣe kámi, èmi ni ó rà, èmi ni ó mú. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin mùsùlùmí ẹlẹ́sìn tẹ́ gbòógì gbọ́n pa fashion tẹ́ wá nílò jàlábíà, hijab àti àbáyà lóríṣiríṣi. House of Zayana lẹ́ò ti rí gbogbo ẹ̀ rà. House of Zayana wà ní 52 Ọlọ́run ṣògo road adjacent Redeemed Church Agape Parish Ọlọ́run ṣògo Abẹ́òkúta. Lórí Instagram House of Zayana 08165688618. House of Zayana, ilé ìtajà tá a ti ń tojúlówó aṣọ àti nǹkan aṣaralóge tí ń gbéni níyì.
Thousands have been disappointed severally in their bid to seek greener pasture abroad. To those quack in the traveling agency business, it is a rocket science. That is not our case at TAOHEED Travels and Tour. We have in-depth details on how to successfully, without stress, help you process and secure your visa to anywhere in the world. Do you want permanent residential visa, visiting and tourism visa, student visa to places like Europe, America, Asia, Africa? It's no big deal to us at TAOHEED Travels and Tour. Our years of experience and expertise speaks volume for us. Let's process and secure visa for you to UK, USA, and Canada within a twinkle of an eye. We offer Hajj and Umrah services to our Muslim faithfuls. What are you waiting for? Consult us at number 9 TAOHEED Central Mosque, Sholanke Street, behind Laroy Hotel, Abiola Way, Abeokuta. 0802 733 0900 or 0806 578 4060. Stop wasting money. Pay for peace of mind. Talk to TAOHEED Travels and Tour.
Welcome back to Sportville on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. As I said earlier, we're going to take one more news on Tottenham Hotspur. Okay, Tottenham chairman Daniel Levy admits he made a mistake hiring Jose Mourinho and Antonio Conte, and he said their style of winning is different to what they actually needed. On Tuesday night, the sports chief sat down with Sonny Min and Ange Postecoglou at Fans Forum to answer some questions from supporters. One of these topics was the choice in management, which has drastically changed from days of Mauricio Pochettino to Mourinho to Conte and now Postecoglou. Reflecting on it all, it was a great. I had a good relation with both Jose and Antonio. They are different. As I said to my fan from last night, I made a mistake signing Jose Mourinho and Antonio Conte.
He made a mistake. And he didn't make a mistake. Why I said he made a mistake was before you go in for a good manager, before you go in for a manager, okay, you want to replace a particular manager from your team. You need to look at the tactics. You were only looking at the achievements, the trophy they had from where they're coming from. That was what you're looking at. You weren't looking at the playing style before you hiring them to come to your team. For you to hire Jose Mourinho, everybody knows Mourinho playing style was not tiki-taka. Everybody knows that. Like, if you have Mourinho in your team, you are playing. If you are playing mass attack, mass defense, or you are defending, that is Mourinho's style. He's not playing the tiki-taka. Even Antonio Conte, that is not his style. Antonio Conte will change your formation, the team formation. He will change it totally. Because Antonio Conte, we know him, which I know him, he's playing 3-4-3 as a formation. So, looking at it, before you go in for that, you were like, okay, you want the two managers to come to the team to reinstate your team for you. You want them to bring your team to the Champions League. You want to make the team to collect the league. No, it's not done that way. Because you want your team to play tiki-taka. You want your team to play like Brighton are playing now. That was what everybody wanted. Like, that was what you wanted. But if you wanted that, you won't go for Jose Mourinho. You have to list the managers you want down. Like, okay, we have this man, Antonio Conte. We have Jose Mourinho. We have Julian Nagelsmann. You have to list them out and see and look at the playing style of particular manager in different teams they've went to. Look at Jose Mourinho. He went to Inter Milan. How did he play there? He went to Real Madrid. How did he play there? Is he playing tiki-taka there? No. Even Antonio Conte, they were the same. They were not playing the same style. That was why you said you made a mistake. But I was like, you are not making a mistake of what I said, because you wanted them to come to the team to have the league for you, to go to the Champions League. That was what you wanted them to do for you. But unfortunately, they did not. So you can't expect them to come there and change the team to where you were playing before. No, they will have to change it to their own playing style. Like, this is what I want. This is the way I played my game. They have to look at Chelsea of now. This wasn't how Chelsea was playing under Jose Mourinho, under Conte. This was how Chelsea was playing. Now Pochettino got to the team. He changed the team. So like, okay, I want you playing from the back. I want a passing tiki-taka from you guys. And we are playing there. This season, I haven't seen any team that played with Chelsea that win the possession. No team has played and win the possession against Chelsea. Even when they played against Liverpool. No team has played against Chelsea this season that has won the possession. No. Because Pochettino is a very good manager that plays with his foot, that plays tiki-taka, which everybody knows him of. When he was at Tottenham, everybody knows him for that. And he plays with a young team. That was why Chelsea is bringing young team for him, so that you'll be able to progress with what you have. So I don't see Daniel Levy, you made a mistake. He did not make a mistake. You made a mistake for going for the two of them because you want to win them. But you didn't make a mistake because you wanted them to give you what you wanted. But unfortunately, they did not. That was what I see from that side of Tottenham and Daniel Levy.
Okay, and yesterday the results of the UEFA Europa League, where Liverpool eventually made a comeback against the Last Lanes 3-1. Started with the formation of Leeds, YAZID, Nunes, Vendrick, Endo, Gravenberch, Elliott, Tsimikas, Van Dijk, Konate, Stefan Battisti. Didn't you think this formation was supposed to be good enough to defeat Lask when they got second half and they saw teams were turning out of hand and brought in Mohamed Salah and all to come back for them?
I think Liverpool were trying. They are trying something. Look at the last match in the English Premier League. It was also a comeback.
Yeah.
If it's happening like that, one will be that will affect them. They'll believe if we have one go ahead, we will come back. Because you were fortunate to have this. They were just fortunate to have this. You know, it taught those teams last. They were like, okay, let me just try this thing. Let me see. But fortunately, it's not giving him what he wanted at first half. That was why immediately at second half, he quickly like, let me change these players. But these players he had, I thought they should be able to do it because even if those players you have an injury, how would you want to cope with the team? If Mo Salah had an injury, Szoboszlai had an injury, McAllister, let's assume, even if they did not have an injury, they have yellow card which they were suspended. So how do you want? Okay, now Mo Salah is going on international break by January. It will go for Nations Cup or for AFCON. So how did you want the team? They should be able to be playing without them. Should in case something occurs or something happens to the team, you should be able to prove yourself that I have the best team that can win this thing for me. So you have to play your team. You rotate your team, which I believe some managers should be able to do. Rotate your team should in case of anything happens. So that, look at Arsenal when they played the last match without Kai Havertz. Look at what they played before bringing in Kai Havertz. If you were like, you build a team around Havertz, let's assume now, you now brought Havertz to sit down. What would happen to the team? Look at what they brought in David Raya instead of Ramsdale. Look at what is happening to Arsenal now. How did you build the team around with just a player? And the player had an injury or he had a problem. What would happen to the team? So the team will come down. That was how it happened to Arsenal last season of when Saliba was their best defender then. Immediately he had an injury, problem came up to Arsenal. So you don't need to build a team around the player. Just have to, even if you want to do that, you need to have some substitute player which they can be able to prove you that this player is capable of doing what you are unable to do. If you had an injury, I have another player that will do this for me. So Liverpool team as of yesterday, Jurgen Klopp, he should be able to rotate the team. Should in case of another day that you think you just have to come back, which you won't be able to come back with that again.
Okay, yesterday also Rennes defeated Maccabi Haifa 3-0, and also Villarreal was also defeated 2-0, as also Servette was also defeated by Slavia Prague 2-0, and Leverkusen also defeated BK Aken 4-0. 0. And Al-Ittihad also played the Saudi Pro League match where they defeated Al-Fateh 2-1 with Romario and Kante scoring the goals for Al-Ittihad. And also Olympiacos was defeated by Freiburg 3-2, and Ajax Marseille also played 3-3 with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Also scored 2 goals for Marseille. And today we have Al-Nassr playing against Al-Ahly. I see this is going to be a very
tough match. Very tough match.
Al-Ahly are one of the teams that paraded a lot of players. We see from Al-Ahly, we see Riyad Mahrez, we see Alexei Maximi, we see Firmino, and all. And now look at Al-Nassr, we see Cristiano Ronaldo, Mane, Otavio, Talisca. We see the likes of Brozovic also. What will be the result of the match?
And the match will be very tough. If I should say, I can't even say, but let me just go for draw.
A draw between Al-Nassr and
let me go for that.
Al-Ahly. I'm going for Al-Nassr defeating Al-Ahly. Okay, and in League 1 also, we say Monaco against OGC Nice. Monaco
will defeat OGC Nice with 2-0.
2-0. SMD, are you listening to what Mr. Ibrahim is saying? Monaco will defeat OGC Nice.
No, don't just think because OGC Nice defeated Paris Saint-Germain. So OGC Nice, they were at their best performance against Paris Saint-Germain. So to Monaco, don't just believe that. So I believe Monaco will defeat them. That was why I said Monaco is defeating
OGC Nice. Yes. Tomorrow, SMD, we are here on the program tomorrow together. Also on the Bundesliga, we Stuttgart against SV Damastata by 7:30 p.m. We have Lisi against Genoa by 7:45 p.m. And in La Liga, we have Alaves against Athletic Club, where we see to Alaves Athletic Club.
It will be a very difficult match for Athletic Club, but the match will end in 2-1 in favor of Athletic Club.
Yes. Club. Okay, Athletic Club defeating Alaves 2-1. Okay, we've come to the end of Sportville this morning on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Don't forget to like, follow, comment, and share our programs on Facebook. Al-IyamoyeTV, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. I remain YAZID TAOHEED.
Thank you for listening. I am IBRAHIM. Goodbye. Your Saturdays just got better. 7 hours of live stream.